She's away from home. And once going to set it back there, and Harry Maguire to Sandro Martinez. Mixture had given experience the centre of midfield with Casemiro alongside the back inside and Toby Maiden. But then for once again, it's Sanchez Jr. On the right is Hamad Diallo. Top store Vana Bobo these years out. With Freddie with Shesto on the bench again. There's still Dan Mason Mount, along with the title and Patrick Dorvian. They're all still missing. While the return to ball, the Presencia something will think quite something. The best but at this career, scoring 5 successive days. You really depend on 9 wire always. That too fans out to Nuno Fernandes. Never scored a goal, but it's West Ham before, but on side of the weekend without the Spurs. That 0-0 success. Then it's 10 in, but only behalf the make competition down. With those who in touch with those who felt the studious there, but likewise the fighting the first time in 3 years behind you an unshaped sheep. It's a Premier League match for a third game in a row. Referees Simon Whitburn with Craig Paulson on VAR Tuesday. The busy day on Sunday in charge of Golf Management, which we're in. He had Manchester City. The rule starts it out of it. West Ham and the great boys. 11 seconds. West Ham maybe, but it's within 5 games. There is a scene hoping to make it 5 win was on the bounce. Laid in the air, no surprise there. It's been waits per day after day to day. And he did pay a place. It is super dirty game this evening. Even a recent clue of these two sides. And an incentive too at either end. All the plenty of leads either. Hold on, watching with me. All the venues here were really eye-catching day today. Absolutely fascinating day to rejuvenated sides and Blake Club. Two potent attacking forces as well. Southampton red hot flan, so West Ham, the termination of that. In Durban, putting it in that United is a it's been a good prospect to watch. The good Fernandes supplying ammunition. They began the day in 4th place. Chelsea ready to overtake them. Against Leeds elsewhere this evening, but the win here and said now accepted the 3rd spot. That's some Villa to their so they'll be goal efforts. That's top 5. And I think now for Chad there's these for base there. It's a survival battle for West Ham. The 30 points of safety. The Netherwood win Forest. They're playing till tomorrow. East they can win this game here. There's the times. For the time, Dixon had chance into the other favourites to win the game here tonight. Also, that's 3 games here. The Hurts game last season was a 2-1 decision. Proves to be the last game of Sharp Ericsson hard. Still do Diallo. Playing a right back now. Renaga's watching here. That'll be a left wing back. The so not sure who an hour in Basenia. Sometimes put on up against Somerville. Mitchell. There's a Berlo. Back to Mateus Jr. It's a on number 8, but stayed behind for the goal kick. Didn't test this Man United, but some of the games we've seen through this league. There's a team in West Ham who are happy to sit back, concede possession, be deep, try and hit them the counter attack. United have actually been better themselves when they have less of the other hooks. A really good counter attacking team themselves. To know how the English and see how they cope against a team that very deep. That's what Tarek can do. They're on at the moment. The smiles, the swagger that's in Manchester United. Here's Ahmad. Sentiment for his hand, but great players of that. Managed by Jonty Castellanos from Somerville. It's a plus. Close to Mateus, but it's Jared there. Because that's fired that to against Manchester United. This is a good goal when they made the last year in stoppage time, but didn't seem to choose the late penalty. Sorry. And as I've said, it's his former team. More between these two clubs just over 18 months ago. It's Disassi on his home debut. John and Chelsea. Winter wouldn't go on low. Lucas McDonald had enough last by now. Tested to the guy didn't face. No, she actually within that West Ham's midfield and how they're set up. I actually seen Potts, Socek and Mateus Fernandes boom pop up in that number 10 position. And then Allen line up. I thought Mateus Fernandes was probably the most argued to play in that number 10 and behind the striker, but was quite flurried. There's been a lot of rotation already with that midfield three. It's Scotland, healthy times like other than the games. Suits of injury tonight. The Lakers are doing the way down to Birmingham today. So yes, they're freeing, and there's the guy in the Spurs corner. They don't wait Senator United. Sutler, national to O'Hara Block, starting to catch on to that self and it's Joel Cooper. I'm sure it's the third. Looks like it's a touch off for a boy last. Three players there, just to the front of the Don Normans. White and Wilfred Vane, sent in by Bowie, punched away by the Belgian. And there by Judith, and it's by the second. And low back to Nurse Adams. Just didn't progress, and he didn't know that was clearance into the paps. On the zero. That's 20 south in row, and he comes the third number one. Celebrating his first clean sheets of play for home to Manchester United. Stature about it. But defence has been improved on Michael Carrick. This fellow down to charge. Two clean sheets. To be victim in many ways, but against the club where did can extend your career, West Ham. The distance is made to make a night to start their playing with confidence. They're smart on their things. Doing pretty simple, just going to a back four. Doing it out, is in that number 10 position, his best position where he can influence the game the most. And playing on the speed and the fluency. And the seed threw off it under Ruben Amorim. So a really calm approach to the game. And obviously aided with the assistance of Steve Holland as well. It's played a good combination. I moved down to the east side, different than all biddies in the famous Worthings boys third on tight side. I had 4 years in the first scene here before minute got to Spurs. Been over there and a shot a player who has been revitalised by Michael Carrick. There's Kyria. Smooth that. Dramatic winning goal a few weeks ago at Arsenal. Took him off the bench, but he has been a starter out for Cruz successive games. And Patrick Doyle still missing due to injury. And Sheck all the bets. It's been lost there by Burton. He's going. So that's a new pass, Casemiro. Ultimately, says that it may have been a foul on Bernard. Responded well though, tap back, won the ball. It's amazing that Potterman didn't get a start. So calm and composed, some are so young. Well, nice and lost in that summer, but he has to go well known to been some regular first team football, but they did situ. There's a picture in the team again. Still just 20 years of age. Three wins over the past 10 games, halfway Hammond, third place in the fan table over the past 4 weeks, only behind Chelsea and Manchester United. That form has been dragging teams down towards them. And two nerves sinking over their shoulders now. looked like they were doing to West Ham 4 weeks ago. However, suddenly themselves a really good fighting chance. Some of those nerves, soft tooth out of here. Tottenham Hotspur. But that miss. Third now, dribbling in field. iTunes. Somerville. And find Dado. Somerville they did. But it's all by Bowen. Lady hurting if someone would have what the back pose away south. Did a different just and that just moves out that angle. There's plenty of pace on the Darlington Somerville. It's a little difficult one for Bowen to find the back of the net with. That's been much improved by Bodenas. Threat now needs happened. A few days ago, their first clean sheets in 20 matches under their name. Stasamiro. And Nagoya. Sandro Martinez. It's a way match at half-time. Score the own goal. They put them 1-0 down, but they bounce back so well. He's doing everything. Is it behind? He went for the dig to open goal deeper. And now the facts are hurting one. It's punch one. Into Tyler had just learned into an offside position, then a fraction earner. And the Stars has done it, it's then after that offside position. And that's where the space was. It was quite condensed. West Ham. 2 lines of 4, really different from United to find the player in those spaces. So space was in behind. It was an intelligent bump from Bruno Fernandes. He was the most creative player in the league this season. 12 assists to his name, 8 of those heading away from home. Could always been placed on deep inside one as well. There's John Hopkins, Bowen's in behind it. Dougal's behind for a goal kick. Well, it was a hold between these two sides back in December. That was Sheffer, a game where Diodoro scored the opening goal. Sadusu Bakassa. And late equalising goal for West Ham. It's a very different starting team up there under Ruben Amorim. On a different mindset. Now down on Maguire. Hellman to the break in. The one by Potts. The picture of the sea, Brady Potts, but this is first stars. Is that desperate loss of Wolves just over a month ago. That's that day followed by the home debut team having a Thorres winner. I think West Ham fans really steered the worst. And it's back in the Tim Tobacco's first time look at the bit of stability than in the pitch, I think. So, defensive minded. As Chief. That by Maidu. Anna. There's a foul there on Maidu, but the referee played the advantage. Well, here's the balls of Dado. Have some food to Everton. Saints Fernandes. Went down to see the Southampton, so happy to avoid back-to-back relegations. Dops. And then Giuseppe. Somerville. It's opened up for a shot here. This up a Barton Thomas. Somerville behind it involved here now. For the flying for both sides. So one thing on his mind that it did tap possession. Can he cut inside and get a shot away? Saw the club to us. Sent that up a chance to. Sunside hit. Was a first stretch. That's a punter save. So the second West Ham corner. Now the pass is Socek. So those small players there to attack it. Slap on that by Burridge. And over the near post by Cooley of the Manchester United. Now down by Van Saka. Good ball that to Socek. Pops. Somerville. They choose. Can provide good service. Here's a Burbo. Shaw. That's a Miller's ball. There's Brickwa up towards Roberto. And that the pass was the Michael Mason. The centre back. And there's a little runner. But as soon as Casemiro picked up possession, he was whipping to straight in behind. Certainly a change in atmosphere around the London Stadium. We've both been here this season, and there've been some pretty torrid and dark days. So Richard defeats. But those Ham fans believe in hope in that get to that. So since young Summerhill has had his different reason to hope. First down is in 5 consecutive games. But in the form right now, who hadn't scored his previous 28 before this turtle match. I'm the side of Leeds 2 years ago, but 25 that he missed the goal for the season due to maintain. It's his first West Ham goal came with this fixture last season, 2-1 win. Clearly, that's been a sensational team beat to Michael Carrick. Eventually went away to Arsenal and managed to Derby win as well. Williams back to back in the last 2 games against Sunderland Spurs. It's his players who enjoyed its current field in Frankfurt. It's Dello. And Cunha. And Badula Fernandez. Kept in by Mateus Cunha. Fronted by Giuseppe. And the shoes. Such double nerves. He's happy Duras and is playing 3. And teacher starts to get on the door and to do over the top and Cunha to chase. Down that here with the Ferrari. So like really nice touch that into Beidou. Looks to find a way through, but he has won his team a corner. That's put the big feature of the day. And to set who's strength of that Sersman. That's how the back and goal for West Ham. Second has of shaky moments. Be the first to reach this campaign dealing with these sort of set piece scenarios. Yeah, and the Arsenal scored more than those yards from set pieces. Smooth so rigid one did make the weekend against Spurs as well. And on the end of that one, we'll take this. Wire that post. A glad reaction to this, that moment half a chance. Well, it was under little pressure, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Needs one to get too much power. And Luthy called us on the not his best delivery. And it stops having more big when he always know this campaign Maguire and Liverpool back in October. Just all away wins this season. Full head to Bowie. The big save to the Sandred Martinez. And sure. Bovine. Excuse the free thing. The sixth referee was close by, played the flag. And so penalised Luke Shaw. I was convinced with the ascendant. There's a slight touch on his lip to go to ground, hasn't he? His lips on that 3 kick and has done exactly that. The early set piece yesterday for Manchester United. So check. That was a threat to me scenarios. Shooting throwing. And shoots at the West Ham taps it. That's the latest step. They hit her player who usually deduces such high standards. And Sinan Burmo managed to hit corner at the other end, and Bo's done exactly the same down this end. Disappointed. The West Ham fans are pretty happy with what they've seen so far, though. Turning his right. The first of 7 remaining high game to the season. It's supposed to be closed out ahead like Janos. They're the fans who will like to do that. One's a bit on nerves. The presence of Tassi Castellanos, who scored his first league goal for West Ham at Birmingham. And then the wonderful ball returned by Matty Tooth. Haven't had great success with strikers here in recent times. Especially Castellanos, a player who was signed in that January window by Derno. He's won over the West Ham fans straight away. It was a window which may prove to be the turning point in West Ham this season. An equivalent's been severely questioned in recent times. The squad now appears to be rebalanced. Some of their more underwhelming figures have moved all the way to Nicholas Fulbrook and Lucas Paquetá. Leading lights here. It's Mateus Cunha. Fernandes, Cunha. I stop all this and appreciate it. Gather. On Saturday. But I think the forward play. Because until that point, it's been a fine play moves. They've worked the ball brilliant determination. They're at left back position all the way through. So that palm side of the right. And Dano's pass is overhit. That's so much about that. That's too much about that. Oh, great ball at all. That numbers in the box as well. Others can find it doesn't see. The second half of last season, well known to Chelsea, Aston Villa. He was a revive back. And took away sad. And shot his head by Martinez. 11 months of football. Performance started just before Christmas, and now starting with Maguire for the 4th successive game. And such a difference to them. Things leadership, but also his passing range. And how positive he is on the field as well. He's looking to play forward. Don't know. Sure. But it's over him. Went for a low ball in. He came off Panos. And that was away for a corner for Manchester United. Van der Schmidt is another character in his team. It's the great Durzen Hood Shaw. On the front side. I've got to see him clearly get going. Didn't have tested some yet. Whiting Casemiro, post area. It's another knock, I'm sure. No one waited by Fernandes. That's really well works. West Ham almost caught out. The diplomatization. Why they snap with an important block? That's a clever corner. He's looked short. Yes, the shot's away. I said they haven't assisted the goalkeeper. Beaten, wasn't he, Mads Hermansen? But one sack on the line does bring anything. Milan clever. Corner routine again to Manchester United. Luke Shaw is an unlikely player on the end of that. He's scored a goal for just over 20 years. It's the new coaching staff at Man United. Certainly have done some good work on set pieces. There's a mirror. Fantastic ball there, and towards Dano, just steps away off the wet surface and behind for the goal here. I mean, really seeing the benefits of having 3 midweek armies in Manchester United. It's not Karras got time to work on the training ground on set piece routines like this. But it's so well. The fresher, there's been less injuries, and we're seeing some of these routines, the set piece routines, coming to fruition. So clever, some big old flame Wan-Bissaka does so well, doesn't he, to keep it out. It's his spare sign if you're a player of Man United at the moment. It's supposed to be coming weeks. The next match is 13 days' time, and that's away to Everton. So these are such a big part of the modern game. Players used to be poor doing set-piece three-seeds and drills, but maybe nowadays with that ingenuity they might enjoy it more. Those types of corners, absolutely. We've seen Arsenal be so successful from set pieces where they put it into an area that deliberately so good, and they've got people attacking well with 6-yard pots, but really clever routines that we've seen from Man United. Now those ball there, so the weather by Bissaka. Keeping away. There's always in. Issues for the side in recent weeks with that success. The Tabernations with Senegal. Still in the event in there. Still interceptions on Disasi. Fan debut was impressive at Burnley at the weekend. And two stars in more 4 days to play. He didn't appear at all in the first half of the campaign at Chelsea, and was passed aside there by Enzo Bradesco. Whistle tell it there. It's World Cup final for France against Argentina. Doing it to Shaw. That's well worth. Junior went to help the ball to the left by Shaw. Kuzny ref, there's a pity for a free kick, but referee, I think, saw it and played the advantage. So now there's some passion so much, so who wasn't working his ear. It says now there's the man, just his arms around him, and there is a real pull on the shirt. It is a free kick. Michael Carey was famously, or perhaps infamously, part of the West Ham team, which went down but didn't hit 2 points back in 2003. That's Trevor Brooking at the back end of that campaign. There's quite some team back then, and quite some points total to go down with. West Ham alone with 23 points on the 11-25 game this season. Might be a high number this year required for survival. Even the fullbacks though seem down there at the moment. Sajados. Soja. How about Bissaka? That's a good ball in. And by Dano. That fishy. Bad pops. Andrew Dams. Is that a sin? Coverage motor to the West Ham pass. And some point tosses into the option. Stand there, those on the right. Don't think about it. Just delivered it. Now South Carolina. Then a spell shot for Pino. The Maguire research yet. And there we go. Zaba. Some like they do first side. Fernandez. And there's a Burbo. Smoke Thorn Dolls against West Ham. And your son played the Brentford. Of listing, I think, inside this Cabinet Stadium. West Ham. There's a burner. Shaw. As a Nero's touch. I'll need that for a Dermot. Good one touch the ball in. Need my Fernandez. Comfortably by Nervous. Called to change goalkeeper. And the see for the first time since September. 3 shoots at the weekend, and I think just really kind of hating West Ham. They're both got away from home. Insertion lies. He's been edged by Manchester United, but in terms of tier, not like particularly chances, and some scarce so far today. But they play Castellanos. But it's sure that the pops. Amy is doing a chance to break out. We let it out this. Dada Northampton and Fairley. Swiftly take Fernandez. Dada. And this is the test. The potions has it still a bit structure. Did defensive through it. Mention of them midfield. Payment on the 10 to the payment through with middle tires. Calling out. Lots of get those spaces in between the two lines. Wide here. It's Albert. There's Amira. The block. And left-hand player. Nothing else to say. They're adults. And sit down to slow and patient manner. Hey. That's yes. Okay. So, you know, just something by Fernandez. A touch here as he also been able to get into the game enough. That's just started to grow in terms of their possession. Have more of it, better areas. Sure. Lost by Courier. So in. Can you find a way out? Just been pulled as you have. Soon had the referee, so a crazy to the West Ham. And it's a little so hard. That's all he wants to be thinking up possession. Edge of his own box. Jared Bowen will play it like I think that's the high hand. If you've got anything for the West Ham calls, and what exciting it's going to be. Just had 6 years here now at West Ham. Back to field goals behind Michael Antonio down as well in terms of becoming West Ham's top scorer in this division. Cut out by Jabba. Has to be a wreck. Certainly much sharper this season. And something the outside chatting fine required to bring it because Small of Dawson in behind him and Portland as well. Dallo got lucky and hunted the decision to go his way. Difficult to tell from that angle whether it was Sawyer over the line or not. That's 2 miles from here. Have the punts. And 1 second. That's the Jonas. Just got a winning goal here this season in the FA Cup side against Breeze Club Rangers a few weeks ago. It's just outside. Dave out by Sochi. Hops to Fernandez. Misaka. So it's a question mark over a slight answering the issue. The native is saved by Harry Maguire. So just absolutely waste. Cheese. First down by Urbans, but first turn plays and Bruce stuff there. For some of the silent builds. Off of animations. Sign the Spookies that put up some. So Cloud Pitt speaking by the referee. Help of Hamdi there too, but Manny Shoes. Again does well. That's across and traps the bun. Up there, and it was Booth that kicked his hand. It turns a lot about the two teams now. They've been potent in terms of their attacking play the last few weeks. Actually, both of them with a good infrastructure defensively tonight as well, preventing the opposition from creating too much. That's the damage shown to Paddy Shoes. But Harry Maguire and Ancient Nady squeezed that out the stream, and this is where we think it may have happened. That. So in Dwyer, and I'll be hoping to catch the eye of Thomas Tuchel, who was watching for UK East London. Dwyer, not out of cap, saying that so video operating nuts. Those coordinators, fact that the tip, the featured since. That is his nice appearance for the English national team. Zamilo shadows there. The West Ham fans felt was a foul mob, but on they go. First time by Fernandez. Slicing away at Madaba. I've seen too much of bad mode so far in the day. They've actually played ball that left wing position was purely more central. There's been rotation. And some of them might pick up positions come to the left, but generally it has been done on the left. Forward line where there is heavy investment last summer. The forward line, which does have plenty of firepower in it. The last time they found to score a goal was that bizarre match at home against Everton back in third Edinburgh, when it generates 10-8 almost the entire game and found their way through. Comes to that's to Tottenham's layout of last season. They had to do something. Antonio made a big difference at the top end of the pitch. Shesko as well behind this sprint that he started. From off the bench objection, I don't know what, 10 days ago, that should massive penalty against Fulham. There's Martinez. Here's a Babo. Sure. It's with the only man to start every match of the season. Real testament to his hard work to get fully fit again. Playing now in a position which might be more demanding physically as a left back more than a left centre back. It's Maguire. Sandro Martinez. Those guys working so hard without the blue. There's Amirat. Burman. Good though, West Ham third bottom. Giving away the first half has panned out so far, so plays West Ham in that way. Sure. There's Amirat. And there's Nathan Rudd. Dermo, Junior, up there on Pops. Dano will chase after that one. Turn around with it. Spending goal. People, it's Hanlon sports his moments of when they've had someone done in behind. Hanlon again stretching the defence and getting to the space behind the West Ham back line. Lost slow progress for Nuno to try and build a bond with the West Ham fans. Try to create a sense of harmony around this place again. Who here is very supportive, you have to say, this evening. At times this season there have been protests against the club's hierarchy. Those sentiments may well continue behind the scenes, but right now these fans have a part to play, so to help West Ham to assert their place in the Premier League. Matthias. Mayo. Martinez. And there's Mader. Nothing on you here. Some didn't go down to Casemiro. Sometimes the space so condensed, so tight. West Ham don't want this. The guys have the point. So having to do is when it quite quick that speed direct and fast breaks. That's the game plan. Hello, took a ship to Somerville. Så här vänder jag var för att ni bara går så jag tror the way second back but the beating forward for that me say that hey. So I fair right around that signing sure but guys. Sure so everything even the ankle is så was on there, but that's the other. He's well postal, looking last. Work between Dunas and Anderson and Shaw. Bruno Fernandes is pulling the strings in midfield for Man United. This is the one that when he gets the ball, you feel like something can happen. Santi's run okay on that, but the spun decision wasn't great. LeBlanc just run across the line. West Ham centre forward. Half him in that. Push by Sergio, the good there Fernandes. It's the same again in terms of the players that the field side can make things happen for their teams. Bruno Fernandes for Man United and Somerville for West Ham. Every time he gets the ball, his feels though something might happen. Players who have made a giant as their teammates and the fans as well. Sure. And there's Cunha outside the back heel, but Wan-Bissaka got the blocking part. So the side is telling him Manchester United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka won 2 trophies, the FA Cup and the League Cup. Dano is attempting. Associate. West Ham beside the players had. Not coming off the bench this season, Associate with goals and wins here against Newcastle and Burnley. Fox. Somerville. Socek. This is Mavropanos. Wan-Bissaka. Cooney about defending against him. Here's Bowen. Fernandez. Pretty pass. And finding some incision here, West Sad. To find a breakthrough before half time. Mateus Fernandez. Same bottom for West Ham. There's no yards to find him. It's done both the boys. See, Fernandez got ever behind it. Mavropanos now breaks the way of Cunha, and they can just up the miss. Bruno Fernandes looking for a burner. Stretchy was Dizapsi. Was aware of that, we're just killed the way behind it. With less help, with a real lack of Dortmund action and very few touches. The opponent's boxes 3 and 5 respectively. He's doing some nice footballs from both teams. Passed it nicely, crouched it a bit safe at times. So John's went down there. There's that. It's not even. Sancho Martinez. I expect him no first half suffering show. Sorry, it's had one last attack here maybe. Be sure. Be quick. Last half time then. Goal of this first half. Lots of League's foot here, but not too much by way of interest when it comes to government action. Best chance, but stable, well worth set piece when it did sure. Wait for the goal behind him, but it was played away well by Harold Wan-Bissaka. Suicide with big incentives at both ends of the table this evening, but as a BS, the way to find at half time. There's Steve Holland, is number 2, just behind him. 7 all sets it out now. What's the sending? It is to be West Ham to restart the match. The London Stadium. West Ham bottom 3, but just over 2 months since early December. But same matches there to win until this restart starting there to performances and their results. With its Spurs 3 weeks ago, which turned to be the big turning point in their season when wasn't a soccer show winner. And soon when the heat comes off the bench as the evening goes on as we see the breakthrough in the east end of London tonight. Let's do that Fernandes. That shows it finding Amazione. Bruno Fernandes. Now Diogo Dalot. Fernandes with the back heel, but back there helping out defensively was Crescencio Somerville. So it's Mateus Fernandes, wrestling with Hamat. Nade. Zamiro, sexy, between that shots of it. This is Shara Pavid. On time, that tackle by Shaw. And there's Chip Zamiro. And he bites out there. Bruno Fernandes. Made it. Shaw. Haydu went on. But there's ball at Merit, easily held by Matt Sabitson. And it's a chance earlier on in that move though from Man United where Dallin made a brilliant run and declined to play in. Tapper shot into the space, needed to come earlier. They have to go back 4 years for the last success here to Manchester United's 2-1 win. Jesse Lingard scored an equity goal for them. Deductive home style to West Ham a few years ago. Has recently playing South Korea. Commons. Zaberbo. No, the current Mossy and Zaberbo more involved in the game in the second half. Agreed. A little bit quiet, wasn't he, in that first period? Zamiro. Let me see what's down. It's Manchester United. Sandro Martinez. Made it. Hard to tell to lighten up a bit more in the final third, full stop, not just from Clyde and Dunno. You're against a team that are deep and compact as West Ham have been. The deep one away match in which they found a score this season. So 3 head coaches. Well, they both have one game in charge, see, but Darren Thatcher of Sutu Troll Burnley have one there, the Munster Derby out of Hoopen Outright. Packardie awesome. And by Nervi Panos. Tunnels might be Saka. See right there, the Shaw. Wins it back to Manchester United. Zamiro. First side by Bruno Fernandes. A terrific pass to him. Quick tag to Ahmad, who's up against Tooth. Stood to Proof just to the private as well. You go left them, they celebrate to tackle. Moves the door. And the topping as a Man United try, but given West Ham's way. Just 21 years of age now, actually, for his first season playing at West Ham. Talented player. Doing that some more clubbing. Social. Wrong dinner. Let's bring Weston and give it minutes. Forward ball into more such. There's suffer such. But the sun there is. I'm not sure. John Hopkins. And that's what said. Look at this. In transform of the moment. And then the right hand beautiful is each of it so far, very twice. Those Thompson and Fiend time rats. It's really not as dangerous, but the country is a bit of a sanction, those United, in my opinion. Firstly, if you look short, the elements is doomed to pass. You have to go down there. He doesn't. He allows it to pass. Charles Poe is put to anticipate it. And then we said what Martin is has to go and engage Joe opponent. He's just Schultz plant into the space. And I love some chips right off the bat of him. Really poor defending from West United, from Luke Shaw and Lisandro Martinez. William Wilton through Sargent, plus with finish into Vitola as well. One beyond the left door, there's just chaos in defence, Most United. Punch on the other, waving on anything of joy, it's other Sargent, which is further goal against West United. Place infinity to you. As things down, they will be done on all points with 17th placed Nottingham Forest. There were very few chances wasted out there. They've said it. Nobody did it away. And there'll be a response straight away for that to turn away by Chelsea. I need more Rasmussen in his part and third. They'll not do that only too well. A great spirit all day, the West Ham player, and even more so. How do you think? And there's Jamerdo down there, throw it. The Banks does the job there. That's an Aiden. So there's some of it's done one. It's been quite secret. This was decisive. Milan and Golding did a long while for his line. I made the decision to come. This was the way the table stands right there. And the bottom six and West Ham there, never not points with Forest and Liverpool have just tiny points behind Spurs. Somerville, very much down just off back and back to by the side there. Third was offside. Did Lunda. Tonelli go down though. That's excellent defender. Stick this up though as well as he do. This. A couple of weeks ago, I went match 2 way to goal down into Arsenal. That's it with that case very soon. So that's been an Otama. So this one here is the theatre that you know seen third in the lead, and been so great at doing this season. They beat Sons. I need to points. Softening positions and in Newcastle and last number of that regard. We'll see how it goes about it now because quite often they make defensive substitutions and retreats into an even deeper shape than we've seen so far tonight. And there's a hideaway pass too. Samira, Habad. Seven Fernandez, Somerville, Seymour Quickly, Manu takes charge. Great to Bananas. Will they get him on? Starting up the pass. Stone. Well, that's quite some of it. And so too deep. Further is there's a Peter Lai for his team. He's just kind of on as a 10 by that Man United, which does a bad part to that down. Fernandez. Sabir. Där tänks på den nyss. Inte ett avsmål, sorry, chill. Där går vi sen så nu. There's your light, perfect goal. And turn the other uppställs det the touchline Sekla. Over this to distribution. Over the perhaps it Casemiro. Lost it to no Bruno Fernandez. So where the panel to touch up to Everton. And waste out, keeper Foden being shoots. It's something not done. Then they swing here. And Sochi. Tuesday. Hey, touch the goal number soon. Throwing it short. So staying tight to his man, it will be a best opponent. Disaster. Just that. Somerville. Some shot delay. That very just. Great wing point. The Dallas red diving in. He's a footballer. I go past to the Diogo Ditlo. Could be dangerous and hard a bit to Surti. Pass Ezio Sutherland. And pace to get and stand and start. To Twig Sadala. I have got a touch in the ball. He was at him and he did. That's been told about changes Martin Carrick. First shot. And his assistant Steve Holland. Decide now back out there being on the bookie with Benny and Shesto is at Warden now. Deplo the Bears name saved it on the referee side of people tonight. Lots of West Ham Persia for miss set these opportunity. Team by Mercedes Fernandez, a known one. Rob that one that and that. Do the job. Melvison. Now those header. Somerville in front of Bruno Fernandez and Mercedes Fernandez. Stoichek. Somerville. Really Steve does that if he's enjoying his football the maiden. I said the Dow zoom for him come to believe it. The South Pro District so briefly. Pasensio Somerville. Definitely spelled Langsy involved in the championship for Leeds 2 years ago. That's juice. So down there. It was brilliant down there as soon as down at the Manchester United. On his face. Then thoughts need to be up. Cats from the side of the head. Very challenge that. The shields were checked and cleared. Hard VAR Craig Torson. This one was just a cam this afternoon. That is a serious power play or how they got it. That's an expansion. Absolutely not turning West Ham will choose that. I just tell you we on some the first 20 more games this season. Long way to go there, but we're third ranked in 5. Bruno Fernandez, Hyperdado. There's Hubby McNew. And did Shea stand the Manchester United? Free kick here. Saving so Saliso checks goal. Just out to half side. And to find a way past now this West Ham defence, which has been very well organised tonight, very well structured. To this point, creativity has been a short supply for the dead pass situation. Managing something up now. Shaw with the free kick. Dwyer touched off by Burr. So Ham out there's a Burlog. Offers by Jonas. Down. Before. That was grabbed by Zujost. For an hour, this has felt like the perfect game plan. For Nirda, it's just what he was wanting, but there is so much work still to be done here, man. Yeah, there is. There's definitely enough ticking tempo for Manchester United since going behind. Until then, being a bit slow and a bit safe. The set pieces actually have been their best route to goal tonight. First chance in the first half there from the well-worked corner and Chilichu and an effort blocked on the line by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Over that Sayers Fernandez. The other was a bit short, and he's Ziardo steered away by Gisassi. Flawless so far in his home debut. Dove. Sancho Martinez. As Hayden terrific ball, there's Burn on it. Hayes Chazan on the dive. What checked in. Viper side call from offside. But the two midfield players there could Bardi. That's a from Poppy Nathan. So good. Did it tip himself uncertain? I'm not sure. He might smell a spot of Ramsharat. The defending business, Alan Wan-Bissaka, keeps him on. He said he's not sure. He might just be ahead of Van Wan-Bissaka. He's close, he's tight. Lots of balls and coordinated. Holding on to jumps now. To the naked eye. He looked tight. He looked maybe a fraction off to the naked eye. Great Paulson is the VAR. And both the Donnies when the VAR. Since FC has a bit of the extra suggesting he felt he was offside, but how the technology saved it. We're hearing as offside is going to be given in, so the referee will disallow the goal. And yeah, that's true. If the highest turn it back, it does. And Robbie, that is what tomorrow Nusman has an air. He could see it first on. Didn't see Alan Wan-Bissaka behind him, so didn't know. And those are sure. Time long. Over well caught. Deflection of it. Wanting to be even not quite the Michael Carrick screen. They're still behind here. The B-line's over at the west. That range should they have a west at the bet at this point something. Oh no, Harry forgot. It was the Harry Parathon. From the west side, found by his pretty fired up tonight. Spain the enormous to their situation. And when they say they could be certainly the super. So Arsenal West Ham fans have been difficult here for Patsy. But agility that they've seen. And tonight they've stuck with the side. It's helped the side. So a really good display this evening. Bowen with the ball in here. Towards Mavropanos. Somewhere to Wan-Bissaka. Might be a break on that. Right Alberto. Stirs heights with this obvious zones. And the service for now there, so they almost messed up there by some, but didn't away with it one way. And there's a bit down there in the injury, but not there below. Charles Lepos. And on to run the town, so I'm sure if any of those because West Ham are being deep. This is how close it was. On the pass. Just as me, it looks like. It was an outside position. A very good play of goal scoring. Samiro 5 goals in the season is best scoring season playing in the Premier League. And this allowed here. Sure. That's it made. Assist that Nick Walls was quite stealthy from coming made in. Third wide, Dado. And the yellow card. Do you go down that the only player good by the referee so far in the day? Here's a Burma. Good movement. And Luke edged out, but he does Manchester United. Need Yoro and Benjamin Sheshda. Those being prepared. Martinez. Sicked into all steps to be around. So shake up there. Seshanos is lit up there the one. Oh, I think it's beyond him. So you see, I ball forward there. Some play, we take charge of Manchester United. Shaw. Really, 18 down. Shaw's ball in. G put the head on away. Sutton just into that deeper and deeper. So now, he's at 5 on the held again. Not defensive out that time. I'd be seen just the first. That's how it seems. It still has them for that in West Ham. Sam's got top on the block. His one, then Euro's coming all this towards into the hamstring. Yeah, but felt that it was the first minute. He's gone. So midway through the second half before he has to come off. So Eddie Euro coming on for him. Every month, if there's one snow, which came in Ruben Amorim, the sun, that's there in the throw all by the United. With Mateus Cunha, first to pass, you said Benny Bisheshko. He came off the bench 10 days ago. He's getting that winning goal. Something sounding he's on there. Looks like the change of West Ham. If the change up top, Haller also coming off a 70 passage shots. Well, it's done okay. He was still certainly power. This group improves the game. I had as many tops and would like to have found his words hard up top hope. I also stayed positive enough January, but no, I had to also talk over a potential move away. He started the match at the weekend at Derby. Hopefully to add to his 5 goals to West Ham this season. We want to hammer service, he will have. Expect a very cautious approach to West Ham Lominator. It's been beefed up down those photos outside and that gym and then those team's colour hunt. Instead, walk your dog. Other than done, find another. You know, Carl was shown there to Mateus Fernandez of West Ham. Martinez Shaw's made the moves. Dimney, Charabaru. There's a mate shifts right back. He is must always tap. How about? Oh, he's not strong. I would want to. The right one is Stephen at corner. Big call there. Two's a big call. So yeah, will check a possible penalty. And he's changed his mind now. He didn't go keep, I think. And touched it for a corner initially. And then changed his mind to give a goal to. Now it has to be checked and cleared by the VAR. So it will be a goal to Brazil Day. The saying that, the way things are panning out right now, spare a thought for that Man United fans, they'd be for a haircut. Close in for 5 successive wins for a chip to the Barbers. Well, what they're going on, unless there's an 8-turner, I think that's disaster. Then sure. We'll find out for a pass. Pass yes. Strip to his side check. Over to the hero. And Bruno Fernandes. Šeško to Saints. Here is Benjamin Šeško. Step to the zone. Something. Trying to take out the London Flat and Burma. Well, this would be the first defeat across the two spells in charge from Michael Carrick. That was for any game this whole season to go, and have this modern spell this summer, right? Has been a white last of the turns, generally that have started tonight. Stevens off on plays in the lead table. And then behind Chelsea. Chance to go third with a win. Who's moving up at that three, doesn't it? Trying to get hard to power. And that is a right wing back. Luke Shaw's and left wing back. So hey, look, anyway. Made it. Sure. Let's do it open out this. Sancho Martinez, and Eddie Yoro. Here's Umberto. Chavez, I summoned her. It's 2 minutes and more than time to go. And one attempt on target in the entire game. But that shows that paid them looked short the first half. A well-worked corner. Right set, two of the missed two there by Tops. Gonna lead the pressure for long. And Berman. Cross David, down now, went down. Bad boy in fashion, after not buying it. Bruno Fernandes. Chance of hero. He's there. Just starting to get pinned to. It's open to find a way out. No, that's down. And this so much into the day, he's been impressive again to Sasic. After the play had single minute for the first half of the campaign at Chelsea. Back to back starts for West Ham, maybe. Back to back clean sheets. Trent Everton with the suspension of Todibo. I thought at Chelsea, any day where Stuart or he slips away from him. So sides there by Jules. Gallo goes back to Yora. Turner to something there to support my point. Callum Wilson. The Beverly Day of Spain by Martinez, Diguel. sure. The West Ham Champions never soon be smelled. It's been cleared up by Dimdo. I do. And they put out this. It's only taxing this defensive work. Tyler's breathing in, isn't it? For West Ham, definitely. And I'm sure the players be bouncing up with them. It's a massive club side around the pitch underneath. Screams here, counting down those minutes. It's the dummy nervy. They've been out there as Sheshdo. But High Everton and took it nicely. So to get his shots away, to be comfortable for the goalkeeper. Outside, West Ham had 4 home wins in a row against Manchester came in the mid-90s, 70s. The last of those was a final day win which took them up and Upton Park of Hall to win in the old first division. They survived that year by 2 points. West Ham team of the likes of Bonds and Brooking. Bob way to go with this season. Still what's 12 games to go after this one, but lots of win this could be for the Hammers. Sure. It's a burn over there. Should he use it? Good challenge. Different side, gave them the nudge. Plenty of space from Luke Shaw to try and pick someone out. And do to a good spot as well to find him. Just that little nudge from just enough to put him off. Some of these girls will be coming on. So at least have signed this season. With those 2 years, he both shot on late area irrigates for them, but that's a pretty goal back in December. Awesome. Zoe. Dub. Zamira. Comes to be a Pulmer receiver from Manchester United. Short. Bruno Fernandes. The third black Arabad de Sato for the just forward sweep. Split on to Denison. So through the darts. Phil essentially making that spinning behind. But a double West Ham change. Hemming up is Segusu and the Council. So kind of got Euro. And that. Danny Dudney by Dada, Saints in my Dada, Tai hanging, swim off over it, offside flag out there, so for the West Ham. The sea for the West Ham fans. Double shades, pretty well sympathetic too, the two players to be going on. And the line changes there, then. Yeah, just tired those, isn't it? And just plenty to be down. Particularly awareness about Longstone. It's fresh enough. Get through 11 work tonight. That was making a serious fall. And lazy you rising goal. He's suicide. They just all happy to send it. And then ultra over. It's all going to try to serve the another new. Those schools, isn't it? As well, that's the trying to subject also 5-10 minutes or so, but they're so effective with set pieces, the defender in particular, which they will have to do in this last 10 minutes or so. Another forward play is the prepared by Michael Carrion, because as he discusses now is Joshua Zegzin. They'll both surge, Symbols Bowman. One by one, see Smith defended by Fernandes. Sorry for waste. Sans that say coming on, I mean, yeah, that data with the play will be departing. So it would happen just yet. Throw it. Now Magassa. Stalls. Some of. So it's the Hernandez. The first started by Stalls. Somerville. Stalls. Fighting ball here. Outside by Shaw. Stokes above his center. Well, it's a quite sincere some of it. Boom, search and pin away past those. Steve to be a pin by something. First ball, I'm not sure. Some subject, some who shared that to his head. That's the reason why it was sorted. Another one on line, nominating the defending intervention. It does go low. It doesn't actually kick you in the same side. Serve down the wall, Xerxes on. Well, that's positive. The couple of goals in his rare chances this season. That was a way of the Crystal Palace. There's a come from behind win for Manchester United. The through to be no way to answer Dortas. To help Man City 78 to sue this one out. Was out that baited. Would he pick up being running? There be danger here. So I read it. I think he's just done. That's through out. Stick Miller does it. Time to confuse stick Taylor. That's a bit out of that. But evening with the parents team, visual. It's all about that. This the head of seats. And Chelsea on goal difference. It's going to be frustrating life there, and just failed to find that flaw in the final and third. Interesting. So often the last few weeks, Boogie played too much down that defensively. That big superb. And there, but it Styles. Glitching, there was waiting in Disapsy into the job done the West Ham United. Some search for the bit of Twitter here. Sandra Martinez. Seconds more those seems to just about the line online, just about place. Hoping for the Neutron, hoping for a late equaliser. Hoping West Ham top points. That's where all of those seems like Forest and Spurs and Hayes. And there the sun's out with this through the first of her very soon. So I don't know if there's the some of the pain soon. Thursday Benjamin since that overturned, so it's 2 gives up possession. That's good as if that happened. And we've been many times this season. Let's see scenes such as these too often. This is as good as atmosphere as I've seen from and spoken. Most seems and this as well. It was the team that got that head. So it's on the subject. Just over 5 minutes remaining. Had the position to real bottom and Forest in at the bottom of the table. Only 10 points here. This man played before tonight. Only Wolves had a worse home record. Just a full of home win this season. There's Bowen. Berner. All of us. That's it. Here's a for a very clean touch to get away to Barry. Up the goes Pascal though. Did the first bit well. Def Ocean not penalty. As he was messing with the flood here, his hand very much in this. Close to have been carried his room clear into the everybody in 6 home days, but the obvious. And have a great chance he would think of survival. With Sopsu still had to come here. I'm sure Wave South has on the final day. I see the picture of Italy, which to be so beautiful. It's all there now on the final Sunday of the season. There's not enough, is there? I thought a third penalty. So attempts at first half, doing on set last. Beasley challenged well by service here. Bowman. Anything else to bring in here, but Holden has had a very good starting position, played it well. Vic Shaw. Ahmad. Still on shoulder. It's just Victor on the final for the Manchester United. All of that you wait, all of that for new optimism. But from the strength weakness, so they can extract him down again. It's above the best. So I did a post and bring Walker down left through. If you're not having dead view, over shortly. Doing it for this. These are stiff foot tip. Abenson point flying to his right. The ball bits him with minutes. And behind for a corner. Halsey mad low back away set back. This is another way. Works it well to Newham done onto his left foot. Soon after this to go post office shy. And we send it at the corner. DT by Babo. Good touch hand, listen. There's a man. Burmo. Hamilton. The tailspin of theirs, having to strip you together. You see that section apes upon the West Ham supporters' faces. Maybe he's saying Steve Ayton to beat the ball out outside for the suppression. Super Delta out the diction. Duke will not get up. To certain. Think other pilots. How bad? That's it, ready? So, he's desperate. Man United now. Desperate for West Ham. Touching trying to cling on to this valuable 3 points. So New High making the last 2 changes from West Ham. Traore coming on in place of Sutherville. And the third he replaced by Henneke Peters. And you have to say that Jared Bowen, he's been his standards, real of the captures performance, substantive that and the work like is doesn't just discipline. It's that chance it's been at the back 5. It was Schleck back superbly well. And then spun into attack quickly as well. We seem to ensure for the goal. So we're building some more stoppage sign. Appearing that number is going to be 7. Well, going down well without by Hunter Hope. Kept the near. So, Hope Howe has been a tip. And Fernandez, Mater, there's Xerxes. Hey, Martinez. Mater. The domination in the east. The time by the subway side. Leave most of the worst. The tire you say blood. There's both I did saying super. Well done, John. Oh, if the balls are gone, limping up there. I've loved him. It's very young. You did for. And soon it bats up with a killer big glass. Dude turned up the possession quickly. He's put them from back to front. There's nothing in here in the pitch now. Looks. These seem to be. Boy, drive you down, and yeah, did well to slip within the floor. I'm like, well, you hear it, dirty bush, it's like this tall last for sure. The ball towards Mavropanos. Just turned away by Casemiro. Another dispatch it quickly. On by Shaw. They find Van der Stacker behind him is Bruno Fernandes. And that Daxu is captain. And Xerxes. He's like, Sean Fisher, always answer, and it's a stick beyond that doing this. I tell the Shayla, on time, there, which down there. Look very good. Scar would be sort of the mate, person, and the low. Plus, all power moves to the side of the data. Snows as well, and Clark after the been going on. Chorus of great support for Newton is doing up in that season, and the Wells being half into with half an hour to go. It's almost leaking tonight. I was going to say it's Fernandez. I thought higher, you thought. So the manager is in a very deep position. 2 winning goals. They saw under Michael Carrick, Laturia and Cheshire. And they players him down and Fernandez of this hand. There's Martinez. Well, by Fernandez. 63 person. It's but from Chelsea, student. I get out and see. I'm making nice, they're piling forward. They're putting numbers in the box, and they've got Bruno Fernandes on the ball, and delivers a party of ball into the area. The attack said well, so I guess they're ahead of disaster, and that hasn't happened so often. He has lost many headers tonight, inches away, so close to an equaliser. And the West Ham has to be lost it. And the forward this squad. This feels like some of those pretty European nights with even years are done. West Ham are flying on a dirty noise. Right now, they're not where they want to be in terms of that league table of them. And they're level on points as it stands. The 17th place, Nottingham Forest. They're not married by Snarls. Here's Welton. There's no improvement. Goes down as well. So now the flag goes up. We'll play on. Yeah, he was off. The yards off. They'll take jet. The building up here. Be nice. Well, West Ham having it. They're setting up the weekend, but They had a home game too in 10 days' time here against Bournemouth. Thinking, transport, that's where it needs at that day. Could find themselves above perhaps survival now in 10 days' time, who knows? See once they've been down there in the relegation zone. Here's a there's that man on the ship stuff. It's a little heartbreak. For both Sam and for down our aspirations. Burst on the equalizer. Prepared him in Sheriff's This one order is disbelief beside the London Stadium. This thing coming. In fairness to Man United, they have pushed really hard to try and find a way back into this game. What a clever finish. It's not the best ball in really from Brandon Bulbo, but does need to well Sishko to get across that near post and guide it into the corner. Such a clever goal. Serge Yashko off the bench to score once again. He got that winner against Fulham 10 days ago. An equalising goal here. Awesome mood change, and he's at the thunder. The Arden and down with Sonora. That'll wear sound, lift themselves again. Skulls. Sayori. And it's like Casemiro. It's with Saxon. Certainly, so he saw them again. Oh, my Bruno Fernandes. They didn't move this, you know. Come on. Over Charles. That's turned away by Wan-Bissaka. Anywhere towards the room. How they just want the points. Still Tarek seeing. I still put you free winner. Not by Yaro. And it's able, stop and shine. But then Lipch's already couple time in this second half. I can't believe Kenny. Shake of the head. And it is away. It's the much needed victory. For the agreed earning. A third old move was outstanding defensive showing. From right Bings, 3 weeks have slipped away from West Ham United. Right Brad, he'd stop and shine by maybe Winchester. Since from off the bench, Michael Garrett. He wins his team a point here. So let's start Jackson will be at it, but just the offside. West Ham, what can you go on? In that area, should see it. It's a tired of gusset players, gusset mans, and the best they stay. 3 points within that survival night with just 12 games to go. What they felt was a huge home win here in the making. They felt not to be the West Ham. You didn't see it. You need to the London's eyes. West Ham won. Manchester United won. which really valuable point on the ground. But it looked as though there wasn't really anything. They maintained their 9-match unbeaten run. The first drop points of this area for Michael Carrick, back in the club where he began his stately career. That way, Benny Manchester coming off the bench to score his 5th goal. He just missed 6 games. Summer Sturgeon thought he was the headline maker, thought he was the match winner. But Michael Carrick stayed.